often talk about economic growth as if it could be summed up in one single number, the GDP or gross domestic product. See GDP, it's the figure you hear in every news report. The GDP grew by 2% this quarter. Simple, clean, and objective. Right? But here's the truth. GDP is a brilliant tool, and a terrible storyteller. Captures what we produce, not necessarily what we value. And precisely in that gap between what we make and what we mean lies the real story of our societies. GDP was created in the 1930s, during the Great Depression, as a way to measure total production, the value of all goods and services within a country. It's like a giant economic thermometer. The higher the number, the more heat, the more activity in the economic system. It's useful because it gives policymakers a snapshot of the economy's pulse. But like any snapshot, it's flat. It misses depth, texture, and emotions. It doesn't tell you who benefits from growth, what is being produced, or how sustainable that activity really is. Let's think of what GDP leaves out. First, inequality. If a few individuals or firms capture most of the wealth, GDP might rise, but the majority could still be struggling. Second, the environment. When we pollute a river and then spend money cleaning it, GDP goes up twice. Once for the damage, and once for the repair. And third, unpaid work. The hours spent caring for children, volunteering, supporting families, none of that counts because no money changes hands. Yet these invisible hours are the foundation of real well-being. So yes, GDP can grow while life satisfaction stagnates. You can have more output but less purpose. More consumption, but weaker communities. That's the paradox of modern capitalism. Progress without direction. And the irony is that we have other indicators that try to fix this, from the Human Development Index to the Genuine Progress Indicator. But unfortunately, they rarely make the headlines because they're harder to summarize in a single number. And we humans love simplicity, even when it misleads us. What if, instead of asking, how much did we produce, we asked, how well are we living? We'd measure the quality of education, mental health, environmental health, and social cohesion. Economists call this beyond GDP, but in truth, it's about bringing humanity back into the equation. GDP will always have its place. It's a useful compass. But it's not the map. Because what truly matters can't always be counted. And the future of economics, I believe, lies not in bigger numbers but in better understanding.